la PSG House en ce jour d'ouverture. On est tellement heureux de vous accueillir ici à Los Angeles avec David et on est en très bonne compagnie, David, aujourd'hui.
Exactly right. Welcome to the PSG House. We're here for the opening with two legends, of course, Claude Makélélé, Jimmy Butler.
Wow.
How we doing, guys? Happy to be here?
Good, good. First time I meet the legend guy, basketball. I'm happy.
He's happy.
Jimmy, how are you? How is it to be here?
Ça va bien.
Ça va
Ah,
bien.
bien.
Ah, you saw that?
Il voulait absolument parler en français, donc il a placé ses films en français. Et on voulait démarrer cette émission parce qu'on a un super studio à côté, mais on voulait démarrer cette émission. On a Javier également avec nous. Wow, three
No, we're
legends.
live, huh?
Three legends, ok. Il got a shoot. So, on voulait démarrer cette émission avec un challenge parce que regardez, on a un panier juste ici, on a un ballon de basket, on a des sportifs, donc on va faire un petit challenge à 3 points. It's one shoot per person, ok?
One shot per person.
One shoot, ok?
Does that include us? Do we shoot?
Who's gonna win? The one who wins, we have a big face coffee offered. Okay,
Cool.
perfect. Okay, let's go. Who starts?
Who starts?
Free coffee. It's business. Claude, you start?
Claude.
David.
The young boy first.
No, we have to
Allez,
let
on
the
va,
legends. Have to
allez,
let
on va
the
démarrer
legends
avec
go
Javier
first.
Pastore. C'est parti.
I'll get
Let's
re-
go
I'm on
first. Ouais,
rebounds.
vas-y. Ouais, tu tires, vas-y. Ooh,
It's
nice. Claude, let's go.
One for one.
Bien,
Javier
bien.
Pastore.
Bien. Allez, le 3 points, on l'espère pour Claude. Ouh. C'est ça le problème avec Claude Makélélé, c'est que c'est jamais de la même manière.
It's difficult.
Ok, Jimmy
It's
Butler with
difficult.
us. Come on, Jimmy.
Allez, Jimmy. Oh, not bad.
No, try again.
Shot.
Try again. Yeah.
It's good.
Oh. Ah, okay, I'll try.
Give it to shot.
Okay, I'll try.
Jimmy, in French, please. In French,
Not
please.
even close. Oh, how do you say that in French?
Oh,
I
well
told
done.
you.
Well
hit the
done.
backboard. Hit the backboard.
Hit the backboard.
Can you hit the backboard? You got one job.
Ooh. So we had
super
more
nervous to
3
do that.
points rather than Jimmy Butler here today, so that's a good thing. I'm so sorry. Let's try again.
A dunk?
Try again.
The hoop's coming down.
Of course, obviously.
That's what we need.
So let's go to the
That's what I needed.
PSG TV show. On va aller sur le PSG TV show parce qu'on a un super studio. Javier. Non mais c'est incroyable ce qui se passait quand même, génial. Javier, tu as des interviews à faire peut-être, on te laisse.
C'est sûr, j'ai fait.
Viens nous voir dans le studio.
Oui, je viens au studio.
Vas-y, on va te retrouver. T'attendre. Merci. Guys, you come with us?
That's a real. No,
Allez, on se
is it
retrouve
real?
dans une petite
Is this
seconde.
real
Regardez,
size?
c'est le
No,
temps
it's a
qu'on
bit bigger,
traverse cette grande PSG House qu'on va vous présenter
Wow, wow,
tout à l'heure,
wow.
évidemment. Vous allez pouvoir
Vas-y.
la découvrir dans son intégralité,
Pas mal, hein?
avec de superbes images. Il y a énormément de monde déjà depuis ce matin et on va s'installer dans ce studio PSG absolument incroyable. Et on y est, on arrive. Jimmy, sit down with me. Wow. Claude va venir nous rejoindre également.
That's impressive.
C'est très impressionnant. Very impressive. Hein.
Very.
Claude est avec nous. David,
We're here.
on n'est pas bien là.
It's super nice. For me, it's nice to be right in the middle of LA, the PSG house. Our fans can come here. We have legends here. Journalists can come here. So, for me, I just think it's really, really cool to see this, especially in the country that I'm from.
Yeah, ouais, j'imagine que d'être aux États-Unis, encore plus pour toi, c'est encore plus impressionnant que de voir cette house ici à LA. Jimmy, I know that you have a real effect with the Paris Saint-Germain. You came this season, you came to see some games. You came at campus. No, you didn't came at campus.
I did.
You did. You came at campus. How is it for you to see Paris Saint-Germain here in LA? This is special.
I love it. I've always believed that PSG was for everybody, for the people. The fans always show out no matter where PSG is at. I'm glad that it's here in my home country as well. My favorite club, some of my favorite ballers. PSG house is like my house.
Oh, love it.
cool.
And you have your brand just right there.
I do have a coffee brand that's over. Yep, there it is right there, big face.
It's Big Face, and I have my own coffee. Inside, I
Stanley
don't know
Cup?
where it is. It's my Stanley. They took it. They took my coffee.
You lost your coffee.
Now you
Can
gotta
someone
buy
bring me
another
my
one.
coffee back?
You have to buy another.
Exactement, ouais, je vais devoir en acheter un autre. J'ai acheté
We
son
take
petit.
euros.
Ouais, j'ai acheté le petit café, il est incroyable. Hein.
Now we're
Franchement,
also
c'est
here, of
incroyable.
course, with legend Claude Makélélé. Claude, we've seen you a few times this season, and we've talked to you a few times this season, but before we actually won the Champions League. So what is it like to see the evolution of the club, the growth of the club, especially now we've finally gone and done it and won the Champions League?
I think now Paris Saint-Germain, the way they win Champions League, they come down a little bit. They break a little bit because the fans, the country, the president, the player. I think the way I'm telling you in the beginning before the final.
Yeah.
Now we see it's team, not just the player and the manager. It's a club. Club with people working downstairs, the middle, and the top. I think the way they win the Champions League because you see the way the team play.
Ouais.
It's like very teammate with good energy and yes, I'm happy. I'm happy to see this. Yeah.
And I can imagine for you, like in basketball spirit, this is so true. Like this team spirit,
Yeah.
that was the most important for PSG to win this Champions League.
Yeah, you could genuinely see how everybody loved everybody else's success when somebody scored or made an incredible pass and assist. The joy that was in everybody's eyes was pure, and you could tell. And that's what gets it done. You know, over here we say teamwork makes the dream work,
Yeah.
and it was just that.
It's interesting. We've developed a bit of a slogan internally at the company, which is one team.
Yeah, one
And it
team.
really has changed, I would think, in the time that I've been here. It's really like throughout the entire club, it is quite collective. And you have to give a big shout out to Luis Enrique, to Nasser, to Luis Campos, because they have made it really come together. And it is quite a team unity throughout the whole entire club.
And I think this is what you felt, you guys, because you followed the Paris Saint-Germain all the season, is that there was some, I love to say the word love. There was some love between them, brotherhood, you know, and we could feel it with David all the season long. This is exactly what you felt too. They were like brothers, and something happened during the season. We had changed. Claude, you observed that.
The mentality from the player changed a lot. You see, no injury, Dembele changed the mentality, become leadership. Because his team is not leadership at the beginning. Now you see Hakimi takes the responsibility. Marquinhos I knew. Marquinhos because he's like this. But Hakimi, Dembele, one of them is young player, talent. Very talent player and there's a listening.
Yeah.
And the worst of the manager is big important is like he make the love between them, create some atmosphere. The way they win because Enrique, he win many things. Be player, be manager, national team. And also the story happened in his life. You make understanding, you need to be human being with your
Yes.
player. This is very important to make success.
And there is a specific part about the PSG, and I want to talk about this because it really represents the athlete you are. It's the mental part. We know that this word now, like everyone is saying the mental performance. Which place does it have in your career, in your own career as an athlete?
I think it's at the top. You got to be mentally strong. You got to be able to think and withstand everything. You know, for PSG, it's a blessing and it's a curse that everybody's got all eyes on you at all times, and you're expected to win. You're expected to be number one. And I don't think that there's a problem with that. I think they held up to that. I think they're going to continue to hold up to that standard. But mentally, you got to be prepared because everybody's going to have something to say. You just go out there and compete and do what you do.
Well,
Yeah.
Claude, I wanted to ask, building off of that, winning the Champions League, which was less than 2 weeks ago at this point, they've gone off to the national teams. Now they're back here in another competition that we're looking to win. How do you keep your mind mentally sharp to be able to be prepared for 3 competitions really within a couple of weeks, especially after winning one that was so hunted by the club?
I think for me, my message is like they have an opportunity to do this kind of thing, play this kind of competition. A lot of young boys young players, they don't have this possibility. Sometimes it's normal, it's a lot. But I prefer be this side, have this opportunity, enjoy myself with the sport I love. And for me, I can't complain. I can't complain. But sure, it's difficult for them because they don't rest. They switch straight away the beginning from this competition, pre-season after the starting. Is too much for the young boy. The way all the teams they need have almost 30 players.
That is a very interesting part because you started your career very young too. We know a program and schedule so long and so hard in NBA particularly. How do you keep the pleasure, the joy, the simple joy to play basketball? Like I found it.
For me, this is what I've always wanted to do my entire life is play basketball at the highest level. So I don't take for granted any opportunity that I get to play basketball, any opportunity that I get to play X amount of games in a calendar year. And I would think it's the same for the young guys that y'all have. To be able to be at the top, to be able to know that everybody's after you now to try to beat you, I think that's a pressure that everybody wants. You want to be number one, numero uno. I wish I knew how to say it in French. But these young guys, I think they want that, they love that, they embrace that. And I think y'all are going to be very surprised with how they attack these games coming here soon.
Claude, would you say that winning it's a bit of an addiction? Once you start winning, once you get that first trophy, it just keeps driving you to go out there and keep winning more?
Yes, because when it's happened one time, you enjoy properly, but when it's not that all the time, every year, he is competitor. He won't be in the final all the time. Feel the succession, the way he say, you won't be number one. For being number one, you need to be all the time on this level. If you're not, you'll be do normal career.
Yeah.
And when you have opportunity, that big team with good teammate, you on performance, you put your level, high level. Of course, it's lovely. Leaves this kind of situation. You know, I see basket. No, they're tough also.
Yeah.
We are 11, they are 6, 7, 5. One is now 5. Huh?
5 on the court, yeah.
It's tough.
Yeah.
Tough, physically, and I like it because when I was starting to play football, my manager teach us play basketball because for the movement, for the connection, it's true because I mix many things like this for be where I am after. But it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough.
So there are some common points between the locker room of football, soccer, and the locker room of basketball. There are common points between them. What are those common points?
I think number one is like the respect that you have to have around that locker room and how everybody has to have that same goal in mind, which is to win. I think when everybody's on the same page and winning comes before everything else, becomes before the accolade, before the fame, before all of that, I think that's how that team becomes just that. And then
to keep everyone at the same energy
yes,
all the time.
All the time. And I was actually going to say, the second and most important thing is probably consistency. You show up every day, you give everything that you have. In every match, you give everything that you have. In every film session or whatever else you do, everything that you have. So people will be able to tell he's not doing what he's supposed to be doing today. I've seen you do it at a high level every single day. We need you to pick it up. Got to be consistent.
We know that Paris Saint-Germain had a specific moment this season a little bit sad also because we had tough moments this season, but we won at the end. Did you know this inside of your career, those moments where you had to rise from a crazy situation and you used your mental, you used something specific, you used keys to get up from this?
For sure. But I don't think that it's gonna be all good all the time. I don't think it's gonna be all bad all the time either. I think you have to find a way to stay right there in the middle, stay humble, stay grounded, and realize that like everything, like life, it's gonna be ups and it's gonna be downs. Don't get too high, don't get too low. And for me, I just always remember why I do what I do. And no matter what, I come back to that middle ground. And for me now, everything that I do is for my kids. So whenever I'm having an off day or a bad game, I'm thinking like, at least I get to go home and see my babies, you know? And then that brings me up like, man, life is good. And then I start to play better. So these kids keep me going.
Claude, would you agree with that? Was that kind of how it was for you when you were playing in your own career? If you're going through a difficult moment, how did you handle that? If you lost the game, were you upset for a few days, or was it like, listen, I need to deconnect and be mentally ready for the next game?
No, you never disconnect.
Yeah.
Impossible. You come home, you analyze again. How, if I do this, I can correct this. If I do this, but this is happening with the big players. The people won't be there, number one. They never sleep.
Yeah.
They come back, read again, and the training ground after come back, it was exercise for correct. They read games.
Yeah.
They read the opponent. This is they always anticipate. Some them necessitate the manager talking and give advice. But the big one, they anticipate straight away. I be like this, I don't sleeping. I'm sleeping 4 o'clock in the morning because I'm losing, and when you win, you're not tired.
Right, okay.
You're never tired.
You have that adrenaline.
Exactly, different energy. Yeah.
I gotcha.
Can we hear Claude very well? Maybe you can put the microphone.
Ah, sorry.
Ah ouais, Claude.
That one
Là, c'est
better.
bien, là. Ouais.
I don't like talk with you. You know me. I differ, but I don't like talk with the journalists.
We remember all those crazy videos of those players, and particularly Marquinhos, which has a very specific sense as a captain. He was really waiting for so many long time for this moment. I always thought about, what do you think when you win something like this on the first seconds? You won titles, you won the Olympic Games too. What do you think in the first seconds? Hey, Javier is with us.
Joins us.
Bonjour, bonjour.
Bonjour.
What do you think when you win something in the first seconds? Do you think about what you've been through, all the journey?
Yeah, I think it goes down to all the work that you did to get to this point, to finally win exactly what you wanted to win. I think you get that sigh of relief, like finally it's paid off. And I wish everybody in their respective careers could have that, you know, like all the time, all the effort, all the sacrifice that you put into something for that one thing, that one trophy, that one championship. I want everybody to be able to feel that.
What was emotionally the most craziest moment you lived?
Me?
Yeah.
In sport?
As an athlete, yes. Like emotionally was like, oh.
I would probably say whenever I got drafted to be a pro, because you work your whole life up to when I was 21 years old to be able to say I'm an NBA player. So when that moment finally hit, you know, those previous 21 years, I don't think my first 5 count because I could barely walk. But the next 16, it was all towards trying to be a professional athlete. So when I was drafted, I was at an all-time high.
Would you guys say that was the most special part of your career as well, making your professional debut? Or would you say it was maybe winning your first title, winning the biggest title? What was the moment for you that was the most special for you as a professional athlete?
For me, I want to be professional. Sorry. For me, I always dreaming be professional. I don't thinking about trophy at the beginning because I be younger, no? I see all my example in front of me in the TV. I'm baby. I'm like, oh, one day I will be like them, you know? Shoes, new shoes,
Yeah.
new equipment. I think when you love the sport, you starting the beginning like this. After, with the opportunity you have, because you need help also, you progress in a good way.
Et c'est ça, hein, Javier, c'est de repenser à tout ce par quoi on est passé. Et quand on vit des moments de joie, finalement, les émotions, elles sont plus fortes que certains titres. Parfois, c'est quand on repense à aussi ce qu'on a traversé, le sacrifice de nos parents, our parents, sacrifices, what they've done for us.
Oui, bien sûr, mais je pense que le parcours qu'on a besoin de faire, on a besoin de passer des mauvais moments et des bels moments aussi. Parce que quand on était petite, on ne pense pas à beaucoup de choses. On pense seulement à prendre du plaisir, à améliorer, à s'entraîner, à être avec l'envie et la rêve d'être un joueur professionnel. Après, quand on est professionnel, on commence à réfléchir beaucoup plus des choses que quand on était petit, on ne pensait pas. Mais je pense qu'on a besoin de tout vivre pour apprendre, pour comprendre, pour améliorer, pas seulement professionnellement, sinon aussi pour la vie.
He said we need to leave everything. The darkest parts of your own life, of your career, to arrive to this crazy moment of victory. You can't erase anything. Everything was meant to be like that. Is it this? That's what you feel?
It is. I don't think that you can forget what got you to that point, but in the moment of truth, it's kind of like nothing else really matters. You have to live in this moment, you know. Not even what got you to this point can help you. You always have to live in the now, be there with your respective teammates. And it's a new day, it's a new game, which brings new challenges. I mean, it's much different in the game of football than it is in basketball. And I would tell you, I think football is way harder than basketball is because I can't do it to save my life. But
we saw you kick. You're okay. You did okay.
I'm okay. I'm not good in any. I don't want anybody to think that I'm actually good at football. I'm not. But I love
What
it.
happened, David?
I saw him kick. He was okay.
I was okay, but
Yeah,
that's just
right.
because I sit there and do that all day.
Yeah,
But
okay.
if you ask me to like pass, touch,
And what
much
about the
harder.
fitness? What about the fitness? And
I can do. I mean, I can run.
You got that
I can run.
part.
I can jump a little bit.
Yeah.
But it's just like the technical part of it.
I got you.
Where
I
would
got
you
you.
place on the field if you were a football player?
Where would I be?
Yeah. Where would you be?
Over there next to the manager. Y'all wouldn't put me in the game. I would never get out there.
That's funny. But you say that it's much harder than
Yeah.
basketball. Okay. Il dit que c'est plus compliqué du coup, le foot que le basket. Vous êtes d'accord avec ça?
It is.
Claude is not okay.
What do you think?
No, it's complicated.
No.
Why is it?
Basketball is. I see sometimes because the beginning I see what's the name? Magic Johnson do. You know the pass like it look. No, it look there and the pass is go there.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? In the football, it's happened. I look at you, I give the pass there. It's technically something similar inside.
Yeah, but hear me. The more people you add, the more difficult it is because it's the less that you're able to control.
Interesting.
So we got 5. So that means like if somebody falls down, it's not nearly as big of a court or pitch. But when you got 11, 12, 13, 15, it's like if somebody falls down and you pass the ball into that
pass
area,
it.
you got a free
Free
to the goal,
Yeah.
you
It's
know?
too far. Yeah. The distance.
So that's what makes it so tough. And then for us, we play like hand-eye sports.
Yeah.
Man, to be able to look and dribble that ball by running full speed is absolutely amazing. So I don't know, it's difficult. It's
Javier.
difficult.
What do you think is harder, football or basketball?
Football. It's okay.
Non,
Football.
moi j'aimais toute la vie jouer au foot. Mais sincèrement, voir les joueurs de basket à le niveau que lui joue,
Ouais.
pour moi, c'est extraordinaire. Parce qu'ils ont les talents, la force, ils sont tout. C'est un mec qui a complètement tout à les plus hauts niveaux. J'aime beaucoup plus voir.
Tu suis le basket?
Oui, j'aime beaucoup plus voir de la NBA qu'un match de foot. Parce qu'il y a beaucoup plus de talent pour moi
Ouais.
dans les joueurs.
Dans les joueurs, ouais.
I want to ask who do you support as an NBA team, but Jimmy's here, so
You can,
yeah.
Yeah, who do you
Tu
support?
supportes qui en NBA?
Non,
You're gonna
j'ai
pick
pas,
the Spurs.
j'ai pas une équipe. Non, avant j'étais beaucoup
You're gonna
plus.
pick the Spurs. Because of Wemby, yeah, you're gonna pick the Spurs. And Tony Parker, you're gonna pick the Spurs. It's okay, we
Non,
get it.
j'étais argentin alors pour Manu Ginóbili.
Ah,
J'ai suivi
okay.
tout le
Spurs.
temps. Oui, oui.
Exactly what it is. Oh, guys. Okay, so we here at the PSG house, and you three, you are big athletes, and you're doing things on the side too, because the career as an athlete, you are more than this. And I think about you, Jimmy, because we have the big face right here. Vous avez bu du café, big face? Did you?
Non, pas encore. Je vais aller tout de suite.
Not
voir.
yet.
Ouais.
Okay, very good coffee.
We'll get you some.
was it really important for you to create something, but not just create? Because I talked with some of your employees and they told me this morning, this guy is amazing because he's so involved inside of it. He's always with us, creating with us. That was really important for you to create something like this.
Yes.
Why?
I think it gives me something else to put all my energy towards whenever I'm not focused on basketball 24/7. And for me, it was truly a way for me to connect to other people because not everybody can relate to being a six. What am I like? Let's just say 6'8". I'm more like 6'7" and a half, but we'll just say 6'8". To being a 6'8" NBA player, but everybody can drink coffee. Everybody can make their own coffee or like coffee from whatever region. And it gave me a reason to go out, sit in cafes, and learn about people all over the world.
You're a coffee connoisseur, huh? You try different
right.
types of coffy, you know.
I do.
So, what,
All
like,
right.
first of all, what's your order? When you go to make your coffee order, what do you get?
Well, where am I at? Am I at my own big face coffee shop?
Yeah.
I don't have to order because they're automatically going to bring me a
They already know it.
Yeah.
I already know.
Cappuccino with oat milk.
Very good.
Oh,
Cappuccino,
nice.
oat milk. That's the
Yes.
order. Solid.
That's important what he says, Claude. That's, you can start from the beginning of something and create something like it's not basketball, it's not sport. I have to put my interest into something else rather than sport. It was important.
Of course, I think for every job, if you put your heart inside, anyway, you will progress, you are positive in the hand. It's nice because you know where you come from. When you know where you come from, you have the basic, you develop this, and you give hand also for people, for communities. The way you say, it's important, the relationship with the community is good energy.
That was the point when you're about to end your career and you're thinking about this moment. Like this moment is coming and it's a second life coming. How is it to think about that?
I think it's different, maybe a little bit scary because it's now the unknown. I've played basketball for X amount of years now. When I don't have it anymore, it's going to be very, very, very nerve-wracking. And I hope and pray that PSG lets me. I just want to kick one goal. I'm serious. I just want to try to score one time in a match. I think I could do it.
I think you can do it.
After my basketball career, I only want to play for PSG. When we're talking football clubs, I have to be a corner. Come on. I got to be able to just score once.
No, I think you know some people,
love
so I
that.
think the connection could be easy. But for Javier and Javier and Claude, what was that moment like when you're coming to the end of the career? You know the end of the career is coming and you're looking forward to the future. How did you know, okay, I want to be involved as a coach or a pundit? Did you want to stay connected with the game? What was that moment like for the both of you?
Me, the first thing is my father. My father is telling me the beginning, okay, listen, starting anticipate for your career. I know you can play, but better go manage because you have something to give. And yes, it'll be difficult because when I stop, starting come back and read, listening, learning, it'll be hard. Like 7 here, we do a diploma, everything like this. But I enjoy because practice I knew. Theory is difficult for us because we be in the sport physically all the time. And they make learn how to open my brain and communicate in a political way. Sometimes it's good you have this kind of basic.
And Jimmy said something interesting. He said it was a little bit scary because you don't know if you are just an athlete or if you're more than this. If you're able to be not just a jersey, not just a number, not just the athlete that the people know on the pitch, And est-ce que Javier, toi, tu as ressenti ça? Est-ce que tu as eu peur quand tu as stoppé aussi un peu le foot ou pas du tout? Tu étais très à l'aise avec ça?
Oui, j'étais très à l'aise parce que j'avais l'envie déjà d'arrêter un problème physique que j'avais. Alors c'était facile de stopper, mais c'est normal qu'après on était habitué à faire toujours quelque chose et j'ai envie maintenant de faire quelque chose. Alors pour travailler dans le foot ou le sport, il a bien dit Claude, on savait bien jouer au foot. mais travailler pour le foot ou pour le sport, c'est complètement différent. Et on a besoin de nous préparer, de nous former, de comprendre plein de choses qu'on laissait un petit peu parce qu'on a besoin des cas, des contrats, de parler avec des présidents, des agents, des entraîneurs. Mais on a besoin d'étudier, de se préparer, de se former pour bien le faire. Alors je suis dans cette période de préparation et on va voir dans le futur.
Tu es en train d'apprendre des choses autour de ce métier dans l'industrie du foot?
Oui, pour la gestion des clubs, comment ça travaille à l'extérieur du terrain de foot, que c'est complètement différent que jouer au foot. Alors c'est bien d'apprendre, de prendre tout ce qu'on peut pour continuer à contribuer dans le foot, dans le sport, que c'est quelque chose qu'on aime, que j'aime faire. Et essayer d'aider aussi les plus petites, de montrer qu'est-ce qui va passer dans sa carrière professionnelle, parce qu'il y a tous les joueurs, tous les sportifs. On a un sportif qui m'a dit quand j'avais 10 ans, écoute, ça va passer ça, tu vas voir ça. Alors pour moi, c'est important de donner tous les conseils possibles. Tous les conseils possibles pour aider à les enfants, à les jeunes joueurs d'arriver à réussir, d'être professionnels.
He said that he loves to give advices to the young generation because he missed this when he was a young athlete. Nobody came to him like, be careful to this, watch this, be prepared for this when you will be more professional. Did you miss this too? How did you create yourself?
Yes, but I think times change as generations come along, and we're blessed enough to have, social media where you can reach a lot more people without always having to be right there and speak on it in person. But I think it's our duty and our job to help this next generation, help them be great, help them be better than we once were. And you can speak for so many athletes. They do so many things for the youth because we were them at one point. We wanted to be where we are now.
Yes.
And now they're looking at us like we want to be that individual. If not, we want to be better. So
and
that's
so what
on
is
us.
the biggest advice you give when the young one is coming to you, like he starts to be half professional and he wants the biggest advice, what it is?
I would say listen to the people that are telling you the right things. Because because the people that are telling you that you can't do something, they're not telling you the right things. So listen to those that are pumping confidence into you, that want you to be successful. The naysayers and the negative people, those aren't your people. So focus on the positive and go and reach that goal.
I have a follow-up question for Jimmy, but I think we have to let Claude go for now. So,
Claude.
Claude is leaving us.
Claude is leaving us. That was so nice to have you.
It'd be
Your
pleasure, my
advices.
friend.
I know that this is
it's
a big meeting for you guys also.
Appreciate you.
Yeah.
pleasure and
Lots
good
of
luck
love.
for the
Thank you.
rest of your career, your business. I know you put your arm there, it will work.
I got you.
Very
Appreciate
good.
you, brother.
Thank you, Claude.
Thank you, Claude. We'll see you later.
Thank you, Claude. We see
know
you
what?
very soon, huh?
Yeah.
Brother, come on.
You
you
can
at the
slide
game.
over.
And he was talking about your brand. Are you inspired by the PSG brand, actually, the development? Because we are developing a lot, and also here, of course, in the United States.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to think my brand is for everybody, just like PSG is. We call it finding the uncommon and common, meaning use your differences to find what you have in common with everybody else. And PSG is the same way. No matter where you go, all the different types of people, all the different countries, PSG fans have this amazing way of coming together and supporting and becoming one. And that's what Big Face is all about.
Well, you were speaking about social media a bit earlier, and of course we're more connected than ever nowadays. And you've probably seen social media change a bit in your career. Maybe at the beginning it was maybe a bit easier to go on social media. There weren't as many people on there interacting. How has the change in social media affected you as an athlete? Do you use it more or less than you used to?
I mean, I would like to think everybody uses social media a ton. It hasn't changed me as an athlete. I think it brings me a lot of joy because I get to pay attention more what's going on in everybody else's lives. I get to check in on people without having to pick up a phone and call or FaceTime. I get to see where you're at. I get to see who you're with. I get to share my life with everybody because everybody doesn't have the opportunity to be around me. And I love to let people know that I love PSG, so I'm always watching the matches, or that I love coffee, or that I love to take long walks on the beach, or whatever it may be. That's what social is meant to be for, to be able to connect to your people.
I'm curious
C'est un
about
outil,
Javier as
quoi.
well.
Javier, c'est ça, c'est compliqué, hein. C'est parce que tu n'as pas grandi aussi avec ces réseaux-là. Tu as démarré ta carrière sans cette pression des réseaux sociaux. It can be like a pressure because you have a lot of haters, bad comments, avoir des commentaires négatifs. Il faut gérer ça aussi, cette pression-là. Quel lien tu as, toi, justement?
Non, moi, j'ai jamais utilisé à 100% les réseaux sociaux. Moi, j'aimais bien jouer au foot, prendre du plaisir et à profiter de jouer, de partager avec les gens que je connaissais, avec les plus proches, sincèrement. Mais c'est vrai que ça a changé la vie, ça a changé le sport, ça a tout changé. C'est très important aujourd'hui de bien les gérer, mais de bien faire conscience aussi que c'est pas tout, c'est pas seulement ça. Après, bon, il y a beaucoup de spécialistes aujourd'hui qui aident beaucoup les joueurs, les sportifs à bien gérer, parce que ça donne aussi beaucoup de travail pour l'après-carrière. Et c'est super important, mais bon, moi j'ai commencé sans et j'ai fini avec.
Oui.
Oui.
C'est ce que j'allais dire, c'est qu'il y a eu un vrai changement également.
No, Jimmy, I think we also have to say goodbye to Jimmy. I
oui.
think it's that time, yeah. Jimmy, well, it's been a pleasure to have you here
Appreciate you.
at the opening.
Hey, Jimmy,
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
we
you.
have in front of us for 10 days the best coffees ever. So
Thank you for
just
teaching
go
me how
to
to shoot a
Big
basketball.
just go to Big Face. Big Face is the brand for coffee, for real. Jimmy, see you very soon. Bye bye. Il est incroyable, Jimmy, parce qu'il a cette capacité de création que je trouve exemplaire. C'est pas simple de se dire, avec beaucoup d'humilité, je pars à zéro d'un projet, je vais apprendre les gens autour de moi, je vais créer cette marque, et chaque employé, je suis allée les voir ce matin, m'ont dit, c'est incroyable, il est tellement impliqué, ça c'est important, ça aussi.
Oui, c'est très important parce que c'est un référent de le sport, du basket. Je pense que nous, joueurs de foot ou n'importe quel sport, on arrive à millions de personnes. Et à la fin, on a la possibilité de bien apprendre, de bien travailler pour continuer à donner des choses pour les personnes qui nous suivent. Pour moi, c'est une raison aussi pour me préparer, pour améliorer, pour les personnes qui me sont suivies tout le temps. C'est fantastique.
It's really interesting to think about it because for a lot of professional athletes, you don't necessarily understand that you might become a role model for people as you get older in life and as you become more professional, more successful. And so for a lot of players, they might not necessarily choose it to become this role model. So it's really interesting that Jimmy came here. He was super open. He's super humble.
Yes.
Also, we know our legends are the same way, but it is really quite hard to go from I'm a nobody to now I'm a role model.
Yeah, exactly. And he is.
Yeah, he's definitely.
Definitely. So let's enter maybe inside of this competition. On va peut-être rentrer un petit peu dans cette compétition et on va en profiter de t'avoir avec nous, Javier, pour décrire aussi un petit peu ce programme, notamment du Paris Saint-Germain, qui est arrivé il y a maintenant 3 jours. J'ai plus de repères avec le jet lag. Hein. Je sais plus. It was like
I'm fine
2
now.
or 3 days. I don't know which day we are. But they are going to be inside of the competition on Sunday. It goes very fast now.
Yep.
Tomorrow is the day -1 before the first game of the PSG. It's going to be against Atlético de Madrid. On connaît cette équipe. On l'a joué aussi également. On la connaît, cette équipe. C'est une grosse équipe pour démarrer cette compétition, mais avec un Paris Saint-Germain prêt et surtout dans un état d'esprit d'avoir envie de tout gagner cette saison.
Oui, pour moi, ça arrive cette compétition dans les meilleurs moments pour Paris. Sincèrement, ils viennent de tout gagner en France, de gagner la Ligue des Champions. Ils sont des très jeunes joueurs, qu'il y a beaucoup d'ambition. Et il se voit dans les visages, dans la manière de jouer au foot. Et c'est la première coupe des clubs du monde et tout le monde il va vouloir la gagner. Alors on a besoin du 100% de chaque joueur de les clubs et on se va enfrenter contre une grande équipe que c'est Atlético Madrid qui a fait un championnat exceptionnel cette année aussi et que même les clubs comme ça ils veulent la gagner. C'est pas qu'ils sont venus ici seulement pour participer.
We're speaking about the first match, and that's Atletico Madrid, and that's coming up on Sunday. And of course, we know that team, but Javier is saying this competition, it's the first one like this, and it's arriving at the perfect time for the club, a club that's just won the Champions League, that has a lot of young players that are super, super hungry, as well as a coach that's hungry, and the world has already seen what the club can do. So, of course, Club World Cup starting on Sunday, and as you mentioned, it's going to go super quick. We have the match just a few days later against Botafogo, and then the final match, right on Thursday, final match in Seattle against Seattle Sounders.
Okay, we're gonna travel for the last one, so it's gonna be
Or
in
you will,
Seattle.
at least you will.
I'm gonna travel in Seattle, but I'm going to enjoy a little bit more about Los Angeles. Est-ce que c'est excitant en tant que joueur de se dire que dans une courte période, on a un mois de compétition, mais on est non pas avec des sélections, mais avec notre club, et tout le monde est là, c'est-à-dire que tout le monde va jouer le jeu. Est-ce que c'est excitant, tu penses, toi, en tant que joueur?
Oui, bien sûr. Moi, j'aimerais bien pouvoir être là pour jouer en compétition comme ça, d'affronter des équipes de Sud-Amérique, de Latine-Amérique, d'Afrique, de tous les continents. C'est exceptionnel parce que tout le monde il va être là à regarder cette compétition. Et pour un joueur de foot, il y a plein de joueurs de cette équipe qui vont participer à cette coupe qui ne jouent pas dans son équipe nationale et qui ne jouent pas en mondial.
Mais oui, tu as raison.
Que c'est le cas que tout le monde il regarde les matchs. Alors c'est super excitant pour tous les joueurs de foot.
Javier saying that this will be super exciting for a lot of the players, and for some of the players that don't go to play in their national team, it's a great opportunity to play teams from Africa, from Asia, from South America. So it's really, really exciting for players, especially to be involved in this first one.
On va peut-être même avoir un petit aperçu des compétitions qu'on a gagnées cette saison, parce que on est toujours dans la saison du Paris Saint-Germain. C'est la fin de cette saison maintenant avec cette Club World Cup. C'est fou. Moi, j'avais l'impression qu'on était passé l'année d'après. Non, we're still in the season.
Okay.
Et donc, je rappelle quand même que cette saison, on a remporté le Trophée des Champions d'abord évidemment à Doha face à Monaco, puis on a évidemment gagné cette Ligue 1, ce championnat avec le Paris Saint-Germain. Évidemment la Coupe de France, c'était face à Reims au Stade de France. On a remporté la Ligue des Champions et donc cette 5e et dernière compétition de la saison avec cette Club World Cup. Javier, quelle saison du PSG?
Incroyable.
Tu t'y attendais? Est-ce que tu y croyais depuis le départ?
Oui, bien sûr. Bien sûr, parce que c'était toujours une équipe compétitive, compétiteur. Tu voyais les matchs des championnats de Ligue 1, tu voyais les matchs de Coupe de France, tu voyais les matchs de Champions League. Et c'est une équipe qui a joué tous les matchs pareils. Et ça donne beaucoup de confiance. Parce que n'importe les tournois, l'équipe il était toujours à 100%, il faisait toujours les mêmes efforts défensifs, les mêmes courses, les mêmes attaques, il marquait toujours beaucoup de buts. C'était une équipe qui donnait beaucoup de confiance. Après, pour gagner, jamais on peut dire oui, Paris la va gagner ou une autre équipe la va gagner, parce que c'est une compétition toujours très difficile de gagner la Champions League. Mais sincèrement, le parcours qu'il a fait, il a éliminé 3 équipes anglaises avec une manière exceptionnelle.
Toute la première ligue y est passée pratiquement.
Il est arrivé dans une finale, il a commencé les matchs et après 20 minutes, on voyait que les matchs il était pratiquement fini. Et c'était un rêve, sincèrement.
We're looking back at the season, of course, a very successful season for the club, winning Ligue 1, winning the Trophy de Champion, winning the Coupe de France, and of course, winning the Champions League. And the question was to Javier, did he believe at the beginning of the season this would be possible? And he said, honestly, yes, because looking at this team, it's a hungry team, but also they play the same way. Yes. Whether it's in Ligue 1, whether it's in Coupe de France, whether it's in the Trophy de Champion, the team plays the same way the whole time. But I'm curious to know, of course, when we saw the Champions League draw come out at the beginning of the season, we said, wow, we have some really hard games. And then midway through the Champions League season, it didn't look like we were going to progress to the next stage. So for you, was it did you still believe, even when it was we would lose a match to Atletico or Bayern Munich? Did you still believe that we had the chance to go that far?
Oui, mais on a perdu, mais on a fait des matchs incroyables. Ils ont touché 5 fois poteau, les gardiens des autres équipes ont été toujours là. Ça, c'est du foot.
Yeah.
Mais normalement, ces matchs-là, même les premières, Paris, ils devaient gagner. On n'a pas gagné parce que c'est foot, on n'a pas eu la chance, le ballon il n'est pas rentré. Mais l'équipe il a continué avec la même mentalité et c'est ça que tu vois qu'une équipe il est fort.
Yeah.
Parce que normalement, une équipe qui perd les 2-3 premiers matchs de Champions League, il dit oh, Paris c'est presque. Il a perdu déjà la Champions League, mais il a continué à travailler de la même manière.
Yeah.
Et ça a porté à gagner le deuxième, à gagner le troisième et après on a tout gagné.
I just want to translate that as well because I think that's really nice to say. You said even though the team was losing, again, they were playing the matches in the same way. And so even if we would lose a match, that little bit of luck, or we might hit the post 3 or 4 times, or the other team might get a foul and score from that.
And this is when they learn the most.
Exactly right. This is when the players learn. They were playing the same way, even when they were losing. And a lot of those matches that we lost, we deserved to win, which is very true.
That's a lesson life. That's
it.
what we say.
Yeah, you keep going.
And évidemment, je vous le dis en français parce qu'on a aussi une communauté française qui est présente à Los Angeles. Et venez à la PSG House
Of
ici au
course.
8075 de Melrose Avenue parce qu'on a les trophées. On a le trophée de la Ligue des Champions qui est ici, on a les trophées du Paris Saint-Germain dans cette PSG House. Et vraiment, je tiens à le dire, bravo, un grand bravo à toute l'équipe, la team PSG qui a construit ce lieu
It's incredible.
de A à Z. On a un rooftop, on vous emmènera là-haut également, tout là-haut au rooftop parce que ça en vaut la peine aussi. On a de quoi jouer au foot, on a un beau soleil, on a une belle terrasse, on a plein d'événements, on a un gros programme ici à la PSG House. Chaque jour, on va vivre la fête de la musique, on va avoir des masterclass, des cours de danse, de la salsa.
Yeah.
Avec un prof de salsa de Dancing with the Stars.
I'm not going to be there.
I'm gonna be there.
Javier, you going to salsa?
Non.
Ah, et on aura Javier qui va danser la
c'est pareil,
salsa.
attention. On va voir.
On a donc invité Javier à la salsa, mais il ne le sait pas encore. Mais on a un très très gros programme ici à la PSG House. On va avoir beaucoup de monde. On a les watching parties parce qu'évidemment on pourra voir aussi les matchs du PSG ici à la PSG House. Donc vraiment venez, il y a le café de Jimmy Butler qui est là, qui est encore présent. Il lâche pas les lieux, il est là, il est comme à la maison. Hein. Il a dit c'est ma maison. Hein.
Ouais.
On a les jerseys, on a de
C'est
quoi
chez nous.
acheter des maillots. Vous pouvez même avoir le savoir-faire ici avec les luggage tags, c'est génial. Vous pouvez faire taguer, personnifier vos luggage tags. On a de très beaux tableaux. On a les photos aussi de nos photographes du PSG qui sont exposés. Donc vraiment, franchement, sublime PSG, hein, la maison PSG.
Exactly right. We're talking about the PSG house here on Melrose Avenue in Los Angeles, in
Ça,
the
c'est la
heart
classe.
of Los Angeles. Incredible.
On Melrose Avenue.
A big shout out to all the staff, of course, as you point out. We've got upstairs is a rooftop, and when you're in LA, you need a rooftop. We got Jimmy Butler's big face coffee stand right here. I'm going to get a matcha latte right after this. We've got the trophies
I don't
here.
know where is my ice latte. They stole it
They
from
took
me.
it away. They said you had too much
Où est mon
energy.
ice latte, s'il vous plaît, dans ma Stanley Cup?
They said you had too much energy. But no, if you guys are in LA, to our PSG fans that are traveling, make sure you get down to the PSG house. We'll be here for another 9 days, I guess.
Javier, comment ça va se passer tes prochains jours? Dis-nous, c'est quoi le programme pour toi?
Et déjà demain, je commence un diplôme avec la FIFA. Et on a fait des études ici et on va voir aussi les matchs. On va participer à beaucoup de visites dans les clubs aussi ici américains, pas seulement de foot, sinon aussi de la NBA. Et pour continuer à apprendre, pour voir, vivre ce monde de le sport que j'aime bien. Et bon, je vais rester tous les mois de toute la compé ici. Alors, je vais suivre beaucoup Paris, bien sûr, mais on espère de nous voir à la finale à New York. Mais ça va, je vais rester 10 jours ici à Los Angeles. Après, je pense que Miami et à la fin New York.
Very good. So
Awesome.
Javier Pastore is staying the whole entire time, but he's doing a course with FIFA at the moment. So he's doing some courses as well as going to see professional football clubs in America, but also teams from the NBA. Just the chance to learn, but excited for the month.
Franchement, c'est quand même un super programme, même pour nous. On va avoir les lives évidemment d'avant-training, on aura les lives d'avant-match.
Yeah.
On va être ici dans ce studio PSG très régulièrement pour vous proposer notamment, comme on vient de le faire là, et quel moment formidable que de vous avoir eu avec Claude, avec Jimmy, de faire des rencontres entre grands athlètes, entre légendes du sport dans chacun de vos sports. On va créer ces rendez-vous-là évidemment le plus régulièrement possible, les PSG Shows qui seront toujours 2 jours avant les matchs.
Yep.
Hein, c'est day-2. Vous retrouvez les shows du Paris Saint-Germain évidemment. Et nous avec David, avec plein de podcasts aussi, on va recevoir des personnes et des artistes qui participent ici à la PSG House et qui font partie du dispositif. Donc on a hâte de pouvoir vous faire découvrir évidemment tout ce monde. Et puis aussi de vivre ce moment, ce soccer in US.
Yeah.
Like, c'est tellement nouveau aussi pour nous de pouvoir faire vivre le Paris Saint-Germain aux États-Unis. Ça, c'est un moment très important pour le club, hein, Javier.
Oui, c'est important pour le club, c'est important aussi pour les pays, parce que
Bien sûr.
c'est d'avoir les meilleurs clubs du monde ici à Los Angeles, de donner son espace, la manière de vivre le foot, que c'est différent à les États-Unis. Je pense que c'est super important parce que ça reste un an pour vivre un mondial ici.
Yeah.
Alors, de les donner les chaleurs des supporters français et sud-américains à ce pays, c'est clair que c'est super important. Il a déjà touché 1 million de personnes. Paris, il arrive déjà à tout le monde, parce que c'est en vérité, c'est quelque chose que je vois quand je voyage beaucoup. Je vais en Sud-Amérique, en Argentine, et partout, il y a des maillots de Paris Saint-Germain. C'est quelque chose que c'est unique. Et alors, pouvoir partager et donner un espace comme ça à les personnes qui habitent ici à Los Angeles, c'est génial.
Yeah, speaking about PSG's kind of growth and evolution throughout the world as Javier travels on his different places in South America, is seeing the jersey of PSG. So it's not only important for PSG to be here in the country to connect with our fans here, but it's also important for the country, for North America, the continent, because of course the World Cup is here next
World Cup
summer.
is coming.
So it's a chance for PSG again to be put on the map here in the States. But I think, as Javier says, after the Champions League, everyone in the world is aware of what Paris Saint-Germain is.
Je crois qu'on vient au bout de ces premiers PSG shows qui a été vraiment fort en
The first of
émotion.
many,
Hein.
yeah.
First of many PSG shows here. On a vécu un opening formidable. On est heureux de faire partie de cette PSG House et évidemment d'avoir été avec vous et de vous avoir fait vivre cet opening évidemment. Javier, joli 3 points. Hein. Joli shoot hein, de basketball.
Yeah, it was a good shot.
Shoot well.
You see that? Not a big
Ouais,
deal. He said, yeah.
ouais,
yeah.
il est... À bientôt.
À bientôt.
Merci beaucoup.
Tu
Merci
reviens, t'es à la
beaucoup.
maison. Hein.
Mais bien sûr. En plus, on est à Los Angeles, mais ici, c'est Paris.
Ici, c'est Paris.
Ici,
On
c'est
est chez
Paris.
nous.
Allez, ciao.
Dans la lumière,